Hello. Um, Hiya. Thought I'd do a quick video update because I haven't done one for ages about what's going on with the channel and what I'm doing with it, because I kind of do this every now and then. And it's not like a regular channel like YouTube channels. It's really just a big storage space for me at the minute. But so recap from the last couple of years, and we'll keep it brief. So when it started, it was my attempt during lockdown to connect with other musicians because people were doing it, and I thought I could do that. That'd be nice. I'd love to make some folk music with people and kind of learn a bit more about folk music, because I was moving up to northern Scotland and folk music is a thing up here. Didn't really happen, didn't meet anyone from it. I guess it just didn't really get out there, and I didn't put enough time into it, and the whole chaos of moving was just in the way of doing anything else, really. It took us a few years to get settled up here. We did get settled, and I did actually start recording more songs, old songs, just while we were on the Orkney Islands, and they weren't very well recorded. It was just grabbing a guitar in a room, literally a bit like the first few videos, but much messier, and the house was a bit of a state because it was a rental, and not a very well kept rental. Before we got there, and we weren't allowed to do anything to it, so wallpaper was hanging off and everything. I just felt, no, this doesn't feel right, recording me music here and just kind of living our lives here. So we moved on from there, and lots of other things happened, but we moved on from there, and we moved back to the mainland, but right up at the top of Scotland. We're right up north. We're cozied up there, but that's pretty much where I left off last time. We just got to Scotland, we got settled in. It had taken a few years to get there. Making music wasn't a priority, although it did happen. It just never got uploaded. And then I started doing it again. But this time, I kind of refined things a bit. You may have noticed over the last, 6 months, it could even be a year, I'm not sure, 9 months, something like that. Quite a while, I've started getting into recording songs again. They're all old songs. I just want to establish that. Very old songs. Everything from kind of 97 onwards, maybe 96 in some cases onwards. Yeah, that old. I was like 16, 17, 18. And I was writing crap up to that point. Well, I'm not. That's a bit harsh. I was just not. I didn't really get how to say things with me lyrics. So I was just kind of, it sounded a bit 80s rock, which is not a bad thing. 80s rock's good, but a lot of 80s rock is about rocking out and stuff, and that's fine. But I wanted to do I didn't want to do that. Bands I loved had done that, and I wanted to try and do something else with it, and that's what I did. So I kind of listened to a lot of Bob Dylan for a while. I just got totally lost in Bob Dylan because I loved the way he said stuff, and I wanted something to rub off, and I think it did. And so from that point on, it was like 97 to maybe 96 at a push, but mostly 97, 98, 99 it started really, with Songs for You, which was a bunch of songs I recorded at university for the band to choose from, but also there was one called Song for You, which was for someone, about someone important, and that was kind of the point. I was able to do that at that point, write songs about things, and that was kind of the main reason for writing songs. So I had a lot of them between late 90s and kind of 2015, I want to say, when my son was born. Because again, it was a bit of a lull after that, obviously, because when you have kids, everything stops. So let's say late 90s to mid-teens, so about 20 years worth of songs there. That's a lot of songs if you write a lot of songs, and I did write a lot of songs, but a lot of half songs and a lot of pretty much finished songs up here that didn't go onto a tape or a CD or a band practice even. So I had a lot of demo-y stuff and half-finished things in my head, and I just wanted it all flushed out, I had a bit of a health scare last year, this year, still kind of ongoing. It's going to be ongoing, I think, forever. But it's just stuff I have to watch out for. But it gets you thinking a bit grimly. And one thought that shot through my head last year was, if I die today, all my songs die too. All the ones that never got recorded by the band, that never got played at gigs, even then, those songs that never got played at gigs never got recorded but played at gigs, they get lost too, because they're they're done, they're in history. So I wanted to record things, just full of record, not record properly for now. I'd love to record things properly, but I've not got the money or time. But yeah, so I wanted to just get it down, and the best way I could think of to do it was on YouTube. So the purpose of my channel kind of changed gradually again into what it is now, which is basically just a big fat storage space. And I know people don't watch it, and that's fine. I've got like a handful of friends who are interested in my music because they were part of it at some point, or because they just like it, or we've been making music kind of side by side at one point or another, or we just shared a room with a guitar once, you know, and became friends through that. I've got a few friends like that, and I love that, and that's what I really wanted to do at this point, make friends with music. And I'm not a good musician, I'm not a good lyricist, but I like it, I like doing it. And this is the main thing I wanted to say. My music, for me, is a diary, and that's why I wanted it recorded. People who leave behind a diary when they die, there's something there to read about them and who they were. It's not a legacy, but it's like who they're. Speaking of legacy, one example would be Tolkien. Mowed the lawn today, it's looking great, and then I took Frodo to Mount Doom. Do you know what I mean? That's like, what a diary entry that is. That was fascinating to me. I was like, oh well, I can't do that because I'm terrified of people knowing my actual thoughts, or just mortified by saying what I feel, because it always embarrasses me in some way. So I'm oblique enough when I write a song that only I really know the true meaning of some of it, or some of it is so deeply entrenched in metaphor that you can't really unpick it without me explaining it. Or maybe a few people who really know me can, and things like that I quite like. Maybe it's a half truth that's actually about someone else that's really about me. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. And that's what you can do with songs. So everyone who writes songs does that sort of thing. And I like it. And that's what I've kind of figured out. It's a diary. It was a diary all along. Every song from like an era, stick 10 other songs from that era together and you've got an album. Well, really, it's a separate book. You know, it's a separate diary. It's an album, like a photo album's an album. So I like it like that. And I've been thinking about it like that. And if you look at the channel, you'll notice all the songs actually go into playlists, and the playlists have got lists of songs in the comments of them, and only 2/3 of them for each album have been recorded, and that's because I'm just kind of picking and choosing as I go along. Oh, I want to do that one today. Oh, that one today. Oh, that one today. And I kind of work my way through all the albums, and I go back around again and do it kind of like that, and that keeps it fun for me. So I've been doing that. And some of the songs get quite a few hits and some of them don't. And I think probably most of the hits are me watching it back again because I really like that song, and that's fine. That's what it's for. It's not for you, it's for me. But you're welcome to see it too. And like it if you like it. So that's kind of the purpose of the channel. That's where it's been going lately. And I just wanted to talk about that. If you're a musician and you have a channel and you don't know me personally, get in touch and please do, because I still want to do that. I still want to connect with other people who make music. Yeah, I know I'm not a good musician. I hammer the chords. I can't twiddle. I'm left-handed and I play right-handed because I learned that way, but I think it's kind of stunted me a little bit because I haven't got the dexterity in my left fingers. I don't know how this works. To do lead stuff, you know. I can't really do it. I try and I'm crap. I'm just rubbish at it. So I've always been a rhythm guitarist, but on top of that, a songwriter, so I've kind of compensated there. And when I've been in the band, we've always had a wicked lead guitarist, and so I've never needed to do it, you know, who really brings the songs to life. But I tend to write the basics of the songs, and then what you hear on this channel, basically, and then someone else, usually people who know who they are, will make the lead guitar magic. I don't do that because I can't. So I just hammer the chords, and occasionally I try and arpeggio, make a mess of it. But you know, I'm not ashamed of that. That's who I am. That's how I play. But I do think I can make some good melodies sometimes. Speaking of which, I've got loads of new stuff that's kind of half finished and in the pot, if you like. But I'm not going to touch it for a bit because I want to get to the 2015 point and maybe 2020 points. There's another album full of stuff there, and put it all away. And you'll notice all this stuff is separated into albums. So that's when that's done. There's actually I've been through old tapes and found about 2 more albums worth of stuff. I just want the old songs recorded before I start any new stuff, you know. And if I kind of die of old age before that, that's fine, because then I can I know everything's kind of recorded from life previously. I know it's a weird mentality, I know, but I just want it done. So the plan is to carry on recording these, get these kind of quote albums done. That's supposed to be quotes, right? Quote albums done, and then move on to some new stuff and see how that goes. Because I've been making like me diary entries, if you like, just little rhymes and bits of lyric and bits of melody recorded onto my phone. It used to be tape decks, now it's phones. And I occasionally back it up, you know, when I think I've got some good stuff. So I keep it ready to record. So there's plenty of new things to come. Just not yet. I've got loads of old stuff to record. So I'm sorry I've had a bit of a lull. The last couple I've been recording every week. Maybe 5 songs in some cases in 1 week, and then putting them out over 5 weeks. But just trying to get something out every week. Not ready for you, but just to keep me doing it. But I've stopped for a couple of weeks, as you'll notice if you do watch my channel at all. And it's mainly because life got in the way a bit. My partner got a full-time job, which puts a bit more childcare on me, which is fine. That's how it should be. She was doing pretty much all the childcare at one point. And I'm doing a full-time job as well. So there's a lot going on there. And we just lost our dog, which shook me, I'll be honest. I didn't really think it would as much as it did. But this stuff does. So I've just not really felt like picking up a guitar for a couple of weeks. And that was only last week that happened. But I've just not felt like it for a couple of weeks. And when I do, I've got a list of things I want to record. And I'm looking forward to recording something quite soon. I might even do it this week. But we'll see. I'm not making any promises. Because, again, this is about me. And it's not about committing to anything or anyone. So I've got to go and do a bit of shopping. That's why I'm in the car in my coat. So I'm going to go and do that now. Without further ado, enjoy the channel, and I'll see you for another one of these at some point, whenever I feel like doing it, probably in a year or so, which seems to be the case now. Oh, if you want to comment, please do. If you do like meet music and stuff, I really want to meet you and hear your stuff. And occasionally I'll find stuff, but YouTube makes it so hard to find other musicians. So if you find me and you like it, even if you don't, or you just want to bond with another musician, please do, because that's really what I want to do. I still want to bond with other musicians and maybe do stuff together at some point. I don't know. I've got friends who make music who I never get around to doing stuff with. We do live quite far away, but the wonders of technology these days means we can do things from opposite ends of the world, you know. But I'm intrigued by that, and I'm interested in doing that. And if I can find time and wherewithal, then let's do that. But get in touch, at least get in touch and just say hi, that you're out there, and let me hear your stuff, because occasionally I'll jump on looking for music, and it's always people's own songs. I'm not really that bothered. Covers are okay. I tend to do some covers myself, but I really like hearing what people have got to say and how well they hide it in the music, or how well they present it in the music, and sharing ideas, and, you know, just interaction with people is nice. I like it. Okay, that's pretty much me. I better go and do some shopping. This video's gone longer than I thought it would. But yeah, good to see you. I'll see you again with some songs in a bit. Bye for now.